folks, I just came in from the garden and thought I'd bring in this seedless watermelon to see if it's edible. Today is Thursday, October the 21st, 2021. Alright, let me get my knife and see if we can cut this open. Alright, let's take a look at this thing and see what we got. Whoa, did you hear that? I barely cut into it and it popped. Let's take a look. Oh, nice. All right, let me get the camera up here where you can see. Okay, so we've got a nice kind of reddish pink flesh on the inside. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and carve this out of the watermelon rind and put it into a container and put it in the refrigerator and let it chill. And then I'll come back and give you an analysis after doing a taste test. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll carve this up now, and we'll be back in a little while. All right, so today is Monday, October 25th, and I'm going to sample this seedless watermelon that I harvested a day or so ago and see whether it's even edible. It's kind of late to have watermelon, but let's see. I'll sample one, and if I like it, I'll get some more. I'm going to add some salt. I don't know if you all like salt on your watermelon, but for me, it's really the only way. All right, so let me see here. Wow, I'm very surprised. It's good. I think I'm going to have some more. At least that one was good. I'm only going to touch the ones that I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat about half of it. Look at that. Very juicy. All right. All right. Let's see what this watermelon tastes like. Gotta add a little salt. I know it's probably not the best thing for your health, but it's really the only way to eat watermelon, I think. Wow. Just as good as the first bite. The sugar content is really high. And you usually don't get the high sugar content when it's, filled with water like this watermelon. So I don't know if it has something to do with the fact that, it's late in the fall and it had been out there for a while. In fact, the vine was all shriveled up, so it was just sitting out there for probably a couple weeks. But this is really good. Definitely an advantage growing your own produce in your backyard. You just can't get watermelon this time of year. I mean, this is Monday, October 25th. I picked this, picked it up out of my garden. I think, was it yesterday or the day before? I cut it. You saw me cut it. Put it in my refrigerator because I really like eating watermelon when it's cold. It kind of intensifies those sugars as well. But this is really good. And I have to say, I'm a little surprised. I really thought it would be like not even edible, that it would be like fermented. But this one is just, definitely going to add this to my order for seeds this coming winter. I'm going to get some more of these. These little, well, they're called big and tasty seedless watermelon from Burpee's seed company. Wow. And they live up to the hype. They're big for a seedless watermelon. In fact, I had a couple that were probably bigger than a basketball, and I gave those away to my aunts in West Virginia, and gave one away to one of my friends here. I think I had grew maybe about 20 of them. So I'm definitely going to up my produce and try to grow more of these next year. Just so good. You know, it's not stringy like some of those watermelon you get kind of a little bit stringy. The consistency is really uniform throughout the watermelon. I think this is one of the best ones I've had. Now, they're one seed out of that whole watermelon. And just look at that. Look at all that water. So, you may want to give it a try. Burpee's, and it's called Big and Tasty, and it has to be cross-pollinated with the Charleston Gray Heirloom. That's what they recommend. That's what I bought. I didn't do it quite the way I should have. I kind of planted the Charleston Gray kind of together and the Big and Tasty seedless watermelon plants together. They were all in the same plot, but kind of separated. And after growing them and doing some further research to maximize the number of seedless watermelon you get, you really want to plant one Charleston Gray maybe in the middle of, say, 5 of the Big and Tasty seedless watermelon. You want to use that Charleston Gray to cross-pollinate the other plants. And so that way you get a couple of the Charleston Gray, but you're going to get many, many, many more of the Big and Tasty seedless watermelon. So that's my plan for next year. So I'll let you know how that works. And Riley is talking. What are you saying, Riley? You want to come here? Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. She's being a little shy. So, oh, here she comes. Come on, Riley. Come here. They are subscribers and followers that are always asking about you. Come up here. Come up here. There you are. Look at the camera. Come here. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. You're such a beautiful girl. Yes, you are. You're such a beautiful girl. You're so sweet. Look at you, huh? Look at you. You're my gardening pal, right? Are we going to go to the greenhouse? You want to go to the greenhouse? She loves going outside to the greenhouse, don't you, Riley? You like going to the greenhouse? Tell them, do you like going to the greenhouse? Huh? All right. Well, that's it for now. Maybe we'll take Riley out to the greenhouse and we'll take a look at what watermelon we have left out there. Here's my girl Riley. There she goes. Let's go out here. Let's show them the watermelon. Come on, this way, come on. Where are you going? There she goes. She loves to go out here and visit the greenhouse. Don't you, Riley? Huh? Can you say hello? Oh, there you go. All right, let's go out here. Let's take a look at the garden. Give the folks out there an update. Okay, you can see we've got a few watermelon left here. Definitely need to get the grass that's grown along the edge of the plastic here. But right here's a nice Charleston gray that I am going to cut. I think I'm going to save it and cut it maybe this weekend for Halloween. But that looks like probably going to be a good one. And then we have some others here. Of course, we've got some that, you know, are past their prime. Got a couple little seedless ones here. So I don't know, we may have to check that out. What do you think, Riley? You think that's edible? So there are a few left. The hardy hibiscus, this is the honeymoon, it's still in flower. Got a couple blooms here. And I'm not going to show you that real quick, but our green peppers have just really gone bonkers here. I mean, look at that. I mean, these plants have just gone crazy. Look at that down here. Those are some nice green peppers. And just full of them. In fact, they're starting to go bad. I'm going to have to harvest some of these and maybe take them to my local food bank and see. But look at that. That's a nice looking green pepper. In fact, I may do an episode. Look, we still got some blossoms here. So they're still coming on. Here's some small ones still growing. But those are still producing. We haven't had our first frost yet. We've got some sun gold tomatoes here. So those are still doing nice. The cucumbers have just about ended. I've got some blossoms down here on the bottom. I don't see any fruit up here. So yeah, we're near the end. Of course, the corn's already done. So let me show you the greenhouse real quick and let you know what we're doing in there. I'm still so impressed with these Triple Crown thornless blackberries. I mean, they're still producing. I ate a couple yesterday. Look at this. Right here, look at that. Isn't that just incredible? Yeah, that one's just about ready to pick. And it's October 25th. And it's still blooming down here. Look at that. So, anyway, let's go around the other side and show you what we got going on the inside. I think my forsythia cuttings that I took from the family cemetery up in West Virginia, they've obviously taken root and they've put on all this new growth. And so what I think I'm going to do is cut this new growth back and see if we can propagate some more from those cuttings. And of course, this butterfly, these butterfly cuttings that Rob sent me, they have just done wonderful and really grown big. So I'm going to have a chore digging these out of the propagation frame. I've been kind of putting it off, hoping maybe to do it after the frost, but we'll see. I don't know if my patience will last that long. Alright, so let's take a look and give you an update of what we got growing here in the greenhouse. So our Rebecca, or Black-Eyed Susan, commonly referred to, are starting to get ready to go into dormancy. As you can see, some of the leaves are starting to to fade here. It didn't produce any blooms. I wasn't really expecting any because I got them planted so late. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 of those. And so I'm going to have to find a location to probably plant those out here soon. Here are all of those cuttings you probably saw in a previous episode of the coleus. I'm going to see if I can try to overwinter them, but wow, they are just doing really well. And look at the difference. This is from the same plant, but look how you have some variegation here in the leaves, and then this one's, you know, almost a solid color there. And then the thing I'm really excited about, I'm gonna pull up here, this red seedless grape that I had been trying to grow outside for maybe the last 3 or 4 years. It would grow during the summer, maybe 6 feet or so, and then die back. You know, every fall it would die back all the way to the ground, and then it would sprout up again, and it was just like a vicious cycle. So I decided to dig it up and put it in a pot and move it here in the greenhouse, and it's never grown like this before. And so what I've done is I've trained these leaders. So I've got this one right here going along the top of the potting bench here, and that's a good 5 feet. And then I've got another lateral branch here. Actually, it's even got 2 branches here. That's gone, gosh, probably a good 7 or 8 feet, still growing. I'll probably let it run all the way to the end. And then I ran a couple up and over the top. And so I really hope that these things will remain alive. You know, I'm expecting the leaves to drop, obviously, when it gets cold, because it gets cold here in the greenhouse. It gets down below freezing, even with the space heater. But the space heater, because it is producing heat and blowing it, it does circulate. So I haven't lost anything, at least last year. It was my first year, but we had some really cold weather. But I'm hoping that next spring it's going to look like this, with these big pods of seedless grapes just hanging here from the ceiling of my greenhouse, and that they'll be dangling, you know, here along. It's just, that's my dream. So we'll see if that happens. I've got some beefsteak tomatoes. We planted early girl last year, and they did pretty well for us. We were able to overwinter them, and they produced a lot of fruit. So I'm hoping we'll be able to do the same thing with these beefsteaks. As you can see, it got some blossoms here, so hoping we'll have some fruit here coming along. We already have some cherry tomatoes. And basically this is from the same plant that was planted in this pot last year. So we've got that going on. Of course, our latest experiment and addition, the banana trees, and they have really kind of taken off from the little plugs that we got in the mail. So the furthest one is the dwarf Cavendish. It's kind of like the bananas you see and purchase in the grocery stores. Then we have this one here, which is the common name is ice cream. It's kind of a blue colored skin banana, and it is edible. And then we have this hardy banana tree that is supposed to survive here. So I'm going to keep it in the pot in the greenhouse over the winter, and then plant it out in the yard next spring. And then, don't know, the lemon tree, it's doing well. It's starting to stiffen up. I had to stake it, but I'm hoping maybe it will produce some blooms, and maybe we'll get some lemons this year. It definitely, I think this may be my 3rd year, so I don't know how many years they have to grow, but it certainly looks big enough to produce some lemons. And you know, I've got some space cleared out here to bring our other tropical hibiscus plants here. Of course, this pot of coleus are just gorgeous. So anyway, that's what we've got going on here. And then I've got some of my tropical plants. I'm going to try to overwinter those so I don't have to buy them for our koi pond. So we'll see what happens. And then I did manage to get this blue salvia to grow, and it actually bloomed this year. I'm really kind of surprised. Look at that. That's really nice. So got to get that out and in the yard as well. So with that being said, that's what we've got going on here. And we've got a storm brewing, so I've got to end our video today so I can get some more projects done. So until the next episode, please be safe out there, take care, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.